Hey there, and welcome. It feels like the world is just a lot right now, doesn't it? So today we're going to explore this really interesting, kind of counterintuitive idea for finding joy. It's all about flipping the script, looking out instead of in.
All right, so let's just dive right in. And I think we have to start by just acknowledging a feeling that's, well, it's everywhere, right? This constant pressure, this low-grade hum of anxiety that's just become the background noise of our lives.
Does that sound familiar to you? That feeling of your mind just racing, constantly scanning for the next problem to solve? You feel this incredible weight trying to fix everything for everyone. Let me just say, if that's you, you are so not alone.
And here's the thing that's so frustrating, right? We try so hard to fix it all. We manage our stress. We look for solutions. But then what happens? We get caught in this vicious cycle. You solve one problem, and boom, another one pops up because of your solution. It's just exhausting. It can feel totally hopeless.
So, okay. How do we get off this hamster wheel? Well, instead of some new, trendy self-help hack, the idea we're looking at today goes way back. It's an ancient perspective, a really time-tested idea that is, honestly, a pretty radical way out of this super modern mess we're in.
And you can really see this perspective in a quote from the book of Job. Now, the key thing here, this is not about feeling guilty. Not at all. It's about a complete shift in how you see the world. The way out of your own head, out of that feeling of being overwhelmed. Well, it's not by focusing more on yourself. It's by actually becoming deeply aware of others, the people on the margins, the ones who often get forgotten.
And let's be real, that is a tough shift. Why? Because it goes against our human nature, doesn't it? Our default setting is to look out for number one, to get more stuff, protect our own, and always want just a little bit more, even when we have enough. And according to this perspective, that's a huge reason why we're so dissatisfied.
Okay, so if our default, inward-looking nature is the problem, then a tiny tweak isn't going to cut it, right? The solution has to be something way bigger. We're talking about a profound, fundamental shift in everything. Your whole focus, your entire worldview.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at this contrast. The world basically says, look out for number one, period. But the alternative here, it isn't about hating yourself, not at all. It's about loving yourself, taking care of yourself, getting healthy. But here's the twist. You do it for the sake of others. It totally reframes the whole idea of self-care. The goal isn't just you, it's what you can do for everyone else.
Now, the theological term for this deep-rooted self-focus, the thing that causes all this misery, is sin. And we're not just talking about breaking a list of rules. It's more about this state of being where I am the center of my own universe. And the irony is, that's what ends up making us feel so alone and empty.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But you might be thinking, that sounds nice, but what do I do? How does this huge shift in thinking actually play out in real, everyday life? Let's get practical. So here's how that big idea turns into an actual game plan. It's not just about not doing bad stuff. It's about actively, intentionally pursuing what's good. And that happens in three ways that all work together. Focusing inward on your own integrity, leaning on a spiritual source for strength, and, this is huge, living it all out with other people in a community. You see how each one pulls your focus off of just yourself?
And this really connects to a famous teaching from Jesus. He says, do not worry about your life. But that's not just, a nice calming phrase. It's tied to an action. The secret to not worrying, he says, is to change what you're chasing. Stop making your own security your number one goal. Instead, seek something bigger, a greater purpose, and trust that your own needs will get taken care of in the process.
So all of this focus on others, this massive shift in perspective, this active pursuit of good, it really all comes down to one last, really challenging question. It's about the gap that can sometimes exist between what we say we believe and what we actually do. And here's that contradiction, laid out plain and simple. It's a strange one. How can someone say they love a God who is all about compassion and generosity, and then have zero heart for the actual people that God cares about? It just doesn't add up, right? It points to this major disconnect between our beliefs and our actions.
And so we're left with this question. It's a big one, and it really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about. It makes you wonder, maybe the real path to finding our own joy, to getting free from all that worry, isn't about looking in the mirror. Maybe it's about looking out the window. And it forces us to ask ourselves, is our faith just something we keep to ourselves, or is it something that actually goes out and does some good in the world?